guys, welcome back to my channel. Welcome if you are new. My name is Heather. I'm a homeschooling mom of 3 kids, elementary and high school age. Today I'm going to be sharing my September goals as well as my August progress. So let's get into it. Okay guys, so just to let you know, tomorrow I am going to be sharing all of the new Cultivate What Matters products with you, the power sheets. I'm so excited to share all of the new resources with you for 2025. It is early this year, but it's really exciting to kind of have things a little bit earlier. I feel this year I have felt the need to kind of think about 2025 way earlier than I normally do. Typically it's September, October when I start to get ideas. This year it was really August that I started to get ideas that I knew I was not going to have time to work on this year. And so I started putting some things in my 2025 goals notebook, which is crazy. It is really crazy, but it's good that I understand how much time I actually have available to me in the fall. Fall is notoriously busy for our family when we're back to homeschool and getting into fall activities. And so understanding the goals that I have for 2024, what I'm going to be able to work on for those goals to finish them up for 2024, but then getting some new ideas. I need a place to put them because otherwise I'll be thinking about them a lot and I don't want to think about them right now because I know I don't have time to work on them. So anyways, what I'm going to do first is go through my August goals with you, and then we're going to turn the camera around, which I haven't done for a few months now, and write out September goals together. I did do my quarterly goals refresh video last Friday, so I will share a link for that in the description box. It will make more sense if you watch that about what I plan out for September. And I did do a video a couple of weeks ago revisiting my word of the year, which is simplify, and that was kind of just like a coffee chat and a lot of personal thoughts about my year and how my guiding word has worked or not. So I will leave that linked in the description box as well. So what I'm going to do is just go through my monthly goals first. My priority was to enjoy the summer, and I really feel like I did do that. I wanted to lean into rest this summer. I wanted to take advantage of the nice weather when we had it. I wanted to be outside because last summer was miserable. Last summer it rained like the entire summer, and then right into the fall it rained and rained and rained. So enjoy summer days. I did do that. I took advantage of the beautiful weather, sat out on my deck and just, hung out with the kids. It was really, really nice. So for my monthly projects, the first one isn't really related to a goal, but I did put it in the Embracing Legacy, and that was to celebrate Jack's birthday, and we did do that. We had a week off from homeschool and we celebrated him and did all kinds of fun things. It was a really, really fun week and we made some great memories. The next monthly project relating to my Embracing Legacy goal was to finish my Florida video. I did not do that. I did make a lot of progress, so that was good, but I did not get anywhere close to being finished with that video, and that is totally okay. It was very lofty of me to think that I would get that far, but I did make some progress, so I'm pleased about that. The next monthly project was to try budgeting apps. I've been doing paper budgeting for years. I take that back. I do my budget in an Excel spreadsheet, but I've been doing spend tracking in an Erin Condren monthly planner for many years now. And I really like that because I was trying to figure out exactly how much money we were spending. The cost of everything has increased so much over the past several years that what I thought I could budget in a particular category, like groceries, was so far off the mark of what we were actually spending. I needed to make some adjustments and figure out where I could make some more efficiencies, which is very challenging because I run a very lean budget as it is, and it's just hard. It's hard. So I was looking at YNAB, Quicken, EveryDollar, and Monarch for some digital planning tools, thinking that I want to move to a digital planning system for 2025. And so I did do that. I tried all of those apps and I have made some decisions. And actually one of my quarterly goals is to decide on one of those systems. And I kind of already have, even though we're not even into September yet. We're a little bit earlier in the last week of August. The next few goals were relating to my continue to cultivate a life-giving home goal. And the first was to clear out a file cabinet drawer, which I did. to organize one homeschool bin, which I did, to update and implement the kids' chores calendar, which I did, although I did not use the calendar. Originally, I was planning on using a Google Cal, which is what I did last year, right into the spring, and then I wanted to re-implement that, but I've been using the daily habit trackers that I have. It's a free printable on my website if you want to use that. Because we've been back to homeschool, that daily habit tracker has been enough. I haven't also needed the additional accountability of the calendar on the refrigerator. So I did give myself full credit for that because the kids have been paying attention to the daily habit tracker and getting all of the tasks done. And then the last one relating to my cultivating a life-giving home goal, it was to do the inventories, and I did do that. I feel pretty good about things. I need to still organize them, get some new things, and add them to the inventories, but for right now, I feel really good about that goal. The last two are relating to my rhythms of renewal goal, and the first is a quarterly reset, and the second is my monthly reset. I am doing my quarterly reset all this week. It's the last week in August, and I will be doing my monthly reset on Thursday. So quarterly reset is essentially I go through a list of things, kind of mapping out the next several months. I kind of do that when I start doing my quarterly goals refresh because I need to understand how much time I have to work on goals, and then just planning out all of the things. There's still quite a bit that I need to do, and so I'm going to be working on that a little bit each day this week. So I haven't given myself credit yet, but I know that by the end of the week, all of that stuff will be done. Then for my weekly rhythms, the first was to work on the weekly projects because I kind of fell off doing the weekly projects in July, and I've done some of the things, but not all of what I wanted to do. So I didn't actually give myself credit for this at all. I was supposed to choose a day to work on a couple of projects each week. But again, I was really leaning into rest and summer and spending time outside. So I did not focus on that. I did not prioritize it. And if there had been some bad weather weeks, I probably would have done better with this weekly projects, but there weren't, so I didn't, and I'm okay with it. The next one was food prep, and I've done that every week. I'm really trying to get better about prepping food for the week to have everything in the fridge so I can just pull things as needed. I'm not good at meal planning. I know that people will say, oh, well, you just have to do what your plan is, but I don't like to do that, so I don't. I'm much better about food prep and then deciding what I want to make on the fly when I have ingredients already prepped in the fridge, because I really do enjoy cooking, and I think that makes it harder for me to do meal planning because I want to do something fun or whatever I'm feeling in the moment for cooking a specific meal. Anyways, that's my rebel nature. I've accepted it, and it doesn't bother me. The next thing was weekly planning for personal and homeschool, and I've done that every week. I have a whole playlist of Plan With Me's if you're interested in that. It's been going really well. I'm liking my Canvas vertical weekly planner from Erin Condren. I'm enjoying adding stickers and such. I have a great planning system with my weekly planner and my daily duo. However, I do have to mention this, and I did mention it in a couple of my other videos, that I saw Sterling Ink, which they created a common planner last year or the year before. And I did get a common planner at the beginning of 2024, a B6 size, because it was the only one that was available when I heard about this company for the first time. So I ordered it. It was way, way too small for me. A B6 size is way too small, but I love the functionality of the goal planning, the monthly spreads, the weekly spreads, and the daily pages. And they're coming out with a B5 size this year, which is my favorite size. I don't have any of my Lightstrom notebooks right here, but I get B5 Lightstrom notebooks all of the time. I absolutely love them. I think it will be quite large if I get the full year common planner, because it has like 368 additional pages, blank pages at the end. I may not need that many. I could probably get by with a compact one. I'm not sure. I'm really not sure. Anyways, that might be something that I do for 2025. Yeah, anyways. So those were my weekly rhythms. And then for my daily habits, I have walk, 90-day Bible and journal. And 90-day Bible, I got behind in July. It was a goal for me to read the Bible in 90 days chronologically, June, July, and August. I did great in June. July, the first couple of weeks, I fell behind because we had family visiting, and then we were getting back to homeschool, so I fell behind in my reading. And so I'm about 3/4 of the way in. I've missed several days, maybe 4 or 5 days this month, but I am on track, I think, to finish by the end of September. So I'm crossing my fingers. And then I have to figure out what I want to do after September for my Bible reading plans. I'm not sure yet. And then journal. This was journaling 1 line a day, and I've been doing that in my Erin Condren Life Planner. I just go in each day and write a positive thought or something fun that we did or something that the kids did that I thought was funny or whatnot in my life planner. And I've been doing that since June and have really enjoyed having that practice of just that 1 line a day. I'm considering getting a 5-year journal. I did have one that my friend gave me, maybe 2017 or 2018, and I finished it up, and it had like 1 question a day for 5 years. And I think I would like to try a 5-year journal. I'm not sure, but we'll see. I think that's something that I want to do in the future, or I may do more journaling in the Sterling Ink Common Planner if I end up getting that, because there is so much extra space. I'm not sure. So those are all of my goals for August. I feel really good about August. I wanted to slow down. I knew that we were going to be homeschooling. I knew that we were having Jack's birthday. I knew that I wanted to still take advantage of the nice weather that we're having in Maine. Anytime there's nice weather, I want to take advantage of it because winter is coming. The air has changed so much. Usually right at the beginning of August, the air kind of shifts in Maine. If you live in New England, you probably will know what I'm talking about. And when it shifts and it gets a little bit cooler, you can feel the pull to fall, which is lovely. I love fall. It's my favorite season, but it reminds me that winter is coming. And that means I want to take advantage of as much sun as I possibly can. So those are my August goals. I'm going to turn the camera around and walk through setting up September with you. Okay, guys, so I have done a little bit in the break it down section, just trying to get some of my thoughts down about goals for September. So I kind of know what I'm working with a little bit, but we will see. I love this break it down section, and it has been very useful for me this year to take projects and kind of break them down further. And then depending on how many steps and where it falls in my tending list, I will either just take the project or I will take individual steps. All right, let's see. First thing is the priority. And I think my priority for September is to, unfortunately, it is to get my house back in order. And the reason, well, let me write this first, is because we have been so busy the past, 6 weeks or so. We've been busy on the weekends. We have had a lot of events going on. We did take a week off in August. Our week off was for Jack's birthday, but I wasn't able to get any of the home projects done that I typically do in that off week. And just getting back into a homeschool rhythm has been slightly challenging for me because I always forget how much time it takes to get into new subjects each year and new resources. It's one of the reasons we do a slow start, but what happens is there's so much mental energy going into starting those subjects and homeschooling that when we get to the end of the day, number one, the day is over. Number two, I'm not ready to start some big home management project. So we do have a week off in September. It's not a vacation. It is a week where my kids will work on their passion projects, but I won't have any school with them to do. So I will be able to focus on some of the bigger projects that I have been pushing off. The first couple of items are not really goals, but they are kind of goals, and that is our annual apple picking. And then also I'm going to put apple preserving, and that is for making apple jelly and apple butter and applesauce. All of the apple things. Hopefully we will get to go in September. Sometimes we go really late. Sometimes the apples are not good and we have to go a couple of times. So we'll see. I do want to put this down though, because this apple preserving will take a good chunk of time from other projects that I'm doing. So if I have it on my list, even though it's not it's not relating to a yearly goal. I mean, I guess it kind of is with home management and food prep and some of the things that I've been working on that way. So I don't know, but I just put it as the purple color, which is my family color. I do not have any encouraging words at the moment. I do not usually put encouraging words. Once in a while, I will have a quote that really sticks out to me, but for the most part, I leave it blank, which is funny because I am a word person. Even vision boards, my vision boards often contain a lot more words than images. So anyways, okay. So let's look at what we have. So the first thing I am going to put on here is the create rhythm, and that is part of my Rhythms of Renewal goal. And I'm not going to write all of the steps. It is a monthly project for me to get through the first few steps of this create rhythm. And that is mainly reading through this section and figuring out which of these I really want to focus on, and then kind of just brainstorming hobbies. And I did actually purchase some December daily items. I've never done December daily. If you don't know what December daily is, it's like a scrapbooking project for the month of December where you take a picture each day of December. I don't know if it's just through Christmas or if it's through the entire month, and you do a little story each day with pictures and journaling and stuff. I've never done that. I used to do scrapbooking all of the time and I loved it. So I went out on a whim and ordered that stuff. I'll leave a link for her in the description box. I know nothing about it besides what I've seen during Vlogmas of other people creating these December daily spreads, which I think I started watching people do December daily in 2015 or 2016. So I've seen years of it, but I've never done it myself. Anyways, so I want to work on the create rhythm. And I do have some sub steps here, but I don't need to put those in the monthly projects. I will just look at these because this all sits on a stand in my office and I can see the other steps. I don't need to write them twice. The next thing that I want to focus on is relating to my continue to cultivate a life-giving home goal, and that is fall projects. And I want to put fall projects here for my monthly item, and that is going to be finishing up the inventories. Even though I want to, this is so dumb, but I want to rewrite the inventories. I just took scrap paper and went through my house, mainly the freezer, to see what I had and what I needed, and I want to transfer all of that stuff into these and then put them in my home binder. These are just free printables that I have on my website for inventories. It just helps me get ready for the fall, and part of that will be after I do the apple preserving, and if I do any more preserving in September for just normal garden veggies like tomatoes. I don't think I'm going to be able to can more tomatoes, but I had thought about it, but I don't think I'm going to get to it. So fall projects, but then I also want to do weekly projects down here. And those weekly projects are projects that I have taken from the Passionate Penny Pincher Home Planner, and I actually have their 2025 planner here. They are releasing on the 8th, and for the new planners, I think actually today there is a sale, a digital sale for the 2024 version if you just want the PDF lists and such. So I will leave a link for that, and I will also leave a link for the 2025 planner, but this doesn't go on sale until September 8th if you're curious about it. But I have taken those weekly projects and made them really work for my family. Some of the weekly projects, I would say maybe 5 out of the 52 weeks, do not really apply to us, and so I take them out and I replace them with things that actually we do need to do. So what I want to do is put weekly projects down here twice, and that's because I want to do 2 each week, and I have not been good about doing the weekly projects in July and August. I talked about this a lot in my quarterly refresh video. I was hoping to catch up in August, but we were gone so much that it didn't happen. So hopefully this month it will. And even if I'm not able to do 2 of those weekly projects a week, I do have that week off in September, so I can definitely double up on days in September to get these weekly projects done. The next thing that I am going to put is sort my Florida pictures, and that I think is the only thing that I really want to do. I also do want to go to Michael's and look. I don't know if it's Michael's or AC Moore. One of them bought the other, and so whatever store we had is now a different name. Anyways, so I need to sort those, and then I do want to just go and look at albums up there and see if there's something that really makes sense to me. But also for my Embracing Legacy goal, I want to continue journaling every day. I have been doing 1 line a day, like I said earlier, in my Erin Condren Life Planner, and so I want to continue doing that. And actually, I will put walk here and food prep here. Then for my financial goal, I want to work on spend tracking, and that is since I recorded my video on my quarterly refresh, I have decided to use Quicken for my financial needs, my digital financial needs. And so I need to go back and update some of the transaction categories. So I need to work on that. My goal is to be finished with the entire year by the end of 2024, just so that I have a full year at a glance for all of my reporting purposes. I do already have all of that information, so it's not going to take me very long, but I just need to spend a little bit of time doing that. So I need to work on the categories for spend tracking and my budget. I also need, this really doesn't have anything, well, it does kind of falls under the fall projects with the inventories. Fall, winter gear for kids. And that is to remind me to actually get out and get the things. What ends up happening is we wait too long and then the stuff is sold out in the sizes that I need. And so it's really, I know that you can order everything online, but it is such a pain to order things like boots and then have to return them, or clothes and then have to return them. It's so much easier when I can have the kids try stuff on and then just buy it. For some reason, over the past several years, I have really struggled with finding sizes that work for my kids. It really drives me insane. But if we can maybe start a little bit earlier, I can get that stuff done. Okay, I'm going to put homeschool planning, and I am considering trying out homeschool planning on Fridays instead of on Sundays when I typically do it. And the reason is actually one of my members in my membership community started doing her homeschool planning on Thursday during our co-working live stream. And she said it's been really helpful for her to do it before the weekend and then not have to consider it over the weekend. I have Sunday planning so ingrained in my being. I've been doing it for so long that I don't know if I can switch to Friday, but I have been trying to figure out some ways to reduce the number of things I'm doing on the weekends so that I can spend more time resting. Essentially what happens is when the weekend comes, I am trying to get all of the things done that I haven't done during the week. And I'm not doing a lot of those things during the week because we're typically homeschooling a lot. And I have 3 kids, 2 high schoolers and an elementary aged student. So it's a full day for us. And by the end of the day, I don't have the energy to work on new projects. And so I'm just trying to figure out how to finagle some of the things to reduce the amount of stuff I'm doing on the weekends so that I can have more time for rest and recreation and just family time and such instead of working so hard on the weekends. I don't know. We'll see. Weekly planning. I would like to say that I would do weekly planning and homeschool planning on Friday. I know there are a lot of people that do this. They'll plan out next week on Thursday or Friday, but for some reason, I just can't wrap my head around it. I think one of the things that actually is a block for me is the fact that I put the weather on my weekly planner to kind of help me plan the week. Because if the weather is bad in Maine, I don't want to go out and run errands or do certain activities. And so I kind of change my schedule based on how the weather is, which I don't know, maybe that's too maybe I just need to get over it, but that is one of the things that I always do. And so I'm going to put my dailies down because I have been not as good about getting my dailies done again because I'm trying to get back into homeschool. And even though we started in July, and these are September goals, we will be in all of our subjects for the full year by the middle of September. And so it is a lot of subjects, and managing that time commitment is challenging for me based on my energy, based on my kids' energy, based on who does better at what time of day, and just keeping everything as efficient as possible so that I can do all of the other things that I also want to do. Sometimes I feel like it would be so much easier if I only had to focus on homeschooling, or I only had to focus on home management. And I do try to segment my days so that I have time blocks where I'm only doing those particular things. But when we are getting into our homeschool year, there's just a lot of stuff. And, you know, we're literature-based homeschoolers, so it takes us I feel like it takes us so much longer to get through school in a day than it does for some other students, and that's fine. It's the choice that we've made, but sometimes I do wish that we could just have school in a couple of hours instead of such a full day. But anyways, okay. So let's see, what else do I have over here? Oh yes, my holiday lists. So I want to put that down. That could probably be partly under embracing legacy and partly under finances. The other thing that I want to do, which I didn't write down, is to decide on planners. And I did a whole planner stack update, I think in July or the end of June, with the planners that I'm using through the end of 2024, and some of them that I had assumed would just go right into 2025. I think I mentioned this earlier when I was going through the August goals, that I am really thinking about the Sterling Ink Common Planner and utilizing that one planner for a lot of different things that I've been trying to keep track of in different places. Health-related things, home management things, journaling, just memory keeping in general. I've been doing that one line a day in my life planner, but there are some days that I want to be able to write a little bit more. I've been considering getting the 5-year journals, not just for myself, but to get one for each of my kids. That might be a little bit more manageable for me than having just blank notebooks to write to my kids in. If I'm thinking on specific days, what is one thing that happened or one thing that I want to chat about or whatnot over 5 years. So I've been thinking a lot about that, and especially after I chatted about my word of the year, simplify, I realized that I have such a complex planning system that really works for me, and I'm very efficient with my time, and things don't fall through the cracks, and I don't have a lot of mental load relating to my planning stuff, but it is a lot of planners. And I feel like maybe having one for most of the things would be helpful. Is that possible? I don't know, but we'll see. So decide on planners because it is planner launch season, guys. It is time to start thinking about those things. Okay, weekly projects, food prep, homeschool planning, weekly planning, journal, walk, my dailies, and then what else do I want to do? I think that is everything. And I feel like it doesn't seem like all that much stuff. And honestly, a lot of my goals for the year, I feel really good about them. I think that one of the big focuses for the next few months is going to be on that create rhythm and thinking more about hobbies and recreation and how I can manage those things. Most of my other goals, cultivating a life-giving home, or continue to cultivate a life-giving home. I've been working on those things. My systems are really falling into place, and it's just about maintenance at this point. There aren't any new things. I mean, yes, I do need to catch up with my weekly projects, but I'm feeling really good overall about my goals. And so, yeah. Oh, you know what I didn't write down that I do need to write down? My 90-day Bible reading. And even though it says 90 days, I'm obviously in the more 120-day range, but if I can finish that reading plan in September, I will be really happy. Okay, so this is my September. Let's put some stickers down. Okay guys, here is my September. I'm really excited about it. Again, like I said, I know that some of these projects are not super big, and I have always really set life direction goals for my yearly goals. I'm considering doing a few more project-based goals next year, so it'll be interesting to see how that all goes. I'm really excited to share everything about the new Power Sheets with you tomorrow, so definitely come back. I have a lot of thoughts. I'm really excited. So thank you guys so much for watching. I hope that you enjoyed this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. If you have any questions about anything that I talked about, please let me know in the comments, or you can email me. My contact form is always in the description box. Again, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Thanks, guys. Bye.